What if I told you that the one food your doctor probably warned you about is actually one of the most powerful tools you have to control your blood sugar? And most diabetics are eating it completely wrong. That single mistake could be the reason your glucose levels are spiking, your energy is crashing, and your A1C just won't budge no matter how hard you try. Stay right here because what I'm about to share with you could genuinely change the way you eat eggs forever. And it might just be the most important 12 minutes you spend on your health this entire year. I'm Dr. Everett Knox, and if you're new here, this channel is your home for real, science-backed health information delivered in a way that actually makes sense for your life. If you want more content like this, tips that cut through the noise and give you real answers, go ahead and subscribe right now. Hit that button, turn on the bell, because we drop new videos every week that could genuinely improve your health outcomes. Now let's get into this. Let's start at the very beginning, because the story of eggs and diabetes has been one of the most misunderstood relationships in modern medicine. For decades, people with diabetes were told to avoid eggs. Doctors pointed at the cholesterol, nutritionists raised their eyebrows, and millions of people quietly removed one of nature's most complete foods from their plates. Breakfast became a minefield. And while people were ditching eggs and reaching for toast, cereal, and orange juice, thinking those were safer choices, their blood sugar was actually doing something far more dangerous. So the question isn't just whether eggs are okay for diabetics. The real question is this: are you eating eggs in a way that works for your body? Or are you unknowingly making a mistake that sabotages everything else you're doing right? Here's what the science actually says, and I want you to hold on to this because it might surprise you. Eggs, on their own, have a glycemic index of essentially 0. That means a plain egg does not raise your blood sugar. Not a little, not at all. Eggs contain no meaningful amount of carbohydrates. A large whole egg has less than 1 gram of carbohydrates. For someone managing diabetes, that is remarkable. That is the kind of number you want to see. So right away, we can put one myth to rest. Eggs themselves are not a blood sugar problem. But, and this is a big but, what happens around the egg is where everything can go wrong. Think about how most people eat eggs. They fry them in butter or oil alongside white toast that the body converts to sugar almost instantly. They scramble them into a mix loaded with cheese, processed meats, and then scoop them onto a flour tortilla. Or they eat a quick egg on an English muffin with ketchup, which, by the way, is surprisingly high in sugar. The egg itself is innocent. It's the company it keeps and the cooking method used that can turn a perfectly blood sugar-friendly food into something that sends your glucose levels on a roller coaster. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to build an egg meal that keeps your blood sugar stable, your insulin response calm, and your energy steady for hours. The most important tip, though, I'm saving that for a little later, so stay with me. Now let's talk about why eggs are genuinely powerful for people with diabetes. Not just okay, not just allowed in moderation, but actually beneficial in a meaningful way. First, let's talk about protein. One large egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality, complete protein. When you eat protein with a meal, it slows down the entire digestive process. It slows how quickly glucose enters your bloodstream. It blunts that spike. Think of protein as a traffic controller at a busy intersection. Instead of letting all the glucose rush in at once and overwhelm your body's ability to manage it, protein keeps things orderly, controlled, steady. For someone with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, that slower glucose entry is the difference between a manageable situation and a crisis. Second, eggs are rich in healthy fats. The yolk, yes, the yolk, the part people used to throw away, is packed with monounsaturated and saturated fats that, just like protein, slow gastric emptying and help moderate blood sugar response. Those fats also help you absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin K, all of which play roles in metabolic health and immune function. People with diabetes often have deficiencies in these vitamins, and eggs are one of the most bioavailable sources available. Throwing away the yolk is like buying a car and leaving the engine at the dealership. Third, and this one might genuinely surprise you, eggs may actually help improve insulin sensitivity over time. A 2018 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes who consumed eggs as part of a healthy diet showed improvements in fasting glucose and insulin levels compared to those who ate a higher carbohydrate breakfast. Their cholesterol profiles also remained stable or improved. This is not fringe science. This is peer-reviewed research from respected institutions telling us that eggs are not the enemy. They are a potential ally. And let's talk about satiety for a moment, because this is something people don't discuss nearly enough when it comes to blood sugar management. One of the most dangerous things you can do as a diabetic is end a meal still feeling hungry. Why? Because hunger leads to snacking, and snacking often means reaching for something quick and convenient, which usually means something high in refined carbohydrates. Eggs are extraordinarily satiating. The combination of protein and fat sends strong satiety signals to your brain. Studies show that people who eat eggs for breakfast consume significantly fewer calories throughout the day compared to people who eat a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast. Fewer impulsive snacks means fewer blood sugar spikes. It's a chain reaction, and it starts with that egg. Now, if you are finding this valuable, and I genuinely hope you are, this is a perfect moment to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because this is exactly what this channel is about: cutting through the confusion and giving you information that changes how you live. Hit subscribe so you never miss a video. Okay, now let's keep going because we are just getting to the good part. Let's talk about the how. How you eat your eggs matters enormously. Let's start with cooking methods because this is where a lot of people unknowingly trip up. The absolute best cooking methods for blood sugar control are boiling, poaching, and steaming. Here's why. When you hard boil or soft boil an egg, you're cooking it with nothing but water and heat. No added fats that could become problematic at high temperatures, no risk of burning or charring, no added oils that change the caloric density in unexpected ways. Poached eggs are similar: clean, simple, cooked in water. These methods preserve the nutrients in the egg, keep the caloric content predictable, and don't introduce anything that could complicate your blood sugar picture. Scrambled eggs can absolutely be part of a diabetic-friendly diet, but be careful about what you add. If you're scrambling eggs in a pan with a small amount of olive oil or avocado oil, both of which are heart-healthy anti-inflammatory fats, that's completely fine. If you're drowning them in butter and adding a handful of shredded cheddar, you're adding a significant amount of saturated fat and extra calories that can contribute to insulin resistance over time, especially if your cardiovascular health is already a concern, which it often is for people with diabetes. I'm not saying never have cheese or butter. I'm saying be intentional. Measure it. Know what you're putting in. Fried eggs are trickier. A fried egg in a small amount of olive oil is very different from a fried egg that's been sitting in a pool of butter, or worse, a processed vegetable oil that oxidizes under high heat and creates inflammatory compounds. Inflammation and insulin resistance are deeply connected. So if you're frying eggs, use a good fat, use a reasonable amount, and use medium heat rather than blasting it on high. Now here's a concept I want you to really think about, and this might be the single most practical shift you can make starting tomorrow morning. It's something researchers call food order, and it is wildly underappreciated. Studies, particularly elegant ones from Weill Cornell Medicine, have shown that the order in which you eat the components of your meal dramatically affects your post-meal blood sugar. Specifically, eating protein and fat before you eat carbohydrates results in significantly lower glucose spikes after the meal. We're talking about reductions of 30 to 40% in some studies, just from changing the order of eating. So imagine a breakfast that has eggs, a slice of whole grain toast, and some berries. Instead of eating the toast first, which is what most people naturally do, eat your eggs first. Let the protein and fat from the eggs start signaling to your gut, start slowing down digestion, start preparing your insulin response. Then eat your berries. Then, if you want it, the toast. This one shift, this almost embarrassingly simple change in sequence, can make a real measurable difference in your blood sugar readings. No new medication, no expensive supplement, no drastic dietary overhaul. Just change the order. Start with the egg. Let's talk about what to pair your eggs with, because this is where the magic is really built. Eggs alone are wonderful, but the right supporting foods can turn a good meal into an exceptional blood sugar management tool. Leafy greens are your best friend here. Spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. These are low in carbohydrates, high in fiber, rich in magnesium, which plays a direct role in glucose metabolism. A study from the British Medical Journal found that higher magnesium intake was associated with a significantly reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. Many people with diabetes are magnesium deficient and don't even know it. Wrapping your eggs in a meal that includes leafy greens is a simple, delicious way to address this. Avocado is another extraordinary pairing. The healthy monounsaturated fats in avocado further slow glucose absorption, and the fiber content adds to satiety. There's a reason the avocado and egg combination has become so popular. not just because it looks good on camera, but because physiologically, it is one of the most blood sugar friendly breakfasts you can build. What about vegetables in general? Absolutely yes. Bell peppers, mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, zucchini, all of these are low glycemic, packed with antioxidants and fiber, and they make eggs more filling, more nutritious, and more satisfying. A vegetable-loaded omelet or scramble is not diet food. It is genuinely powerful, therapeutic food for anyone managing blood sugar. Now, let me tell you what not to pair with eggs if you have diabetes. And I want you to really hear this because these mistakes are incredibly common. White bread, white toast, and refined flour tortillas are among the worst blood sugar triggers you can combine with eggs. The egg is doing everything right, the toast is undoing it. The body converts refined white bread into glucose almost as fast as pure sugar. We're talking about a glycemic index of over 70 for most white bread varieties. You've just done this beautiful thing with your egg, low carb, high protein, blood sugar friendly, and then you've attached it to a blood sugar rocket ship. If you want toast, choose whole grain sourdough or a high fiber, low glycemic bread with at least 3 to 4 grams of fiber per slice. The fiber slows the glucose absorption, and the slight acidity in sourdough further blunts the glycemic response. Avoid combining eggs with sweet condiments. Ketchup, certain hot sauces, teriyaki glazes, sweet and sour sauces. Many of these contain significant amounts of added sugar. Read the labels. It sounds small, but if you're drizzling ketchup on your eggs every morning, you could be adding 5 to 10 grams of sugar to what would otherwise be a completely sugar-free meal. Orange juice is another thing I want to address, because so many people still consider it a healthy breakfast staple. A glass of orange juice has roughly 24 grams of sugar and almost no fiber because the juicing process removes the fiber from the fruit. Drinking orange juice with your eggs is essentially drinking a glass of sugar alongside a blood sugar stable food. The sugar wins, every time. If you want the taste of citrus, squeeze a little lemon over your eggs or have a small portion of actual whole orange. The fiber in the whole fruit makes a significant difference in how your body processes it. Here's something I find absolutely fascinating, and it speaks to just how intelligent the human body is when we give it the right inputs. When you eat eggs regularly as part of a balanced, lower carbohydrate diet, your body starts to recalibrate. Insulin sensitivity can improve. The cells that were resistant, that were in a way refusing to listen to insulin's signal, can start responding better. This doesn't happen overnight, and I want to be very clear. Managing diabetes always requires working closely with your doctor or endocrinologist. Medication, monitoring, and professional guidance are irreplaceable. But what you eat is one of the most powerful levers you have, and pulling it in the right direction consistently, day after day, creates real change over time. There's also emerging research on something called the second meal effect, which was first described by Dr. David Jenkins, the same researcher who developed the glycemic index. The second meal effect essentially means that what you eat in the morning influences how your body responds to glucose later in the day. Not just at breakfast, but at lunch too. A high-protein, low-glycemic breakfast, like the kind you build around eggs, has been shown to create a more stable glucose environment that persists into the afternoon. Your lunchtime blood sugar may be better simply because you chose the right breakfast. This is extraordinary. It means every smart choice compounds. Every good egg meal you eat isn't just helping you right now, it's setting your body up to handle the next challenge better too. Let's also talk about timing, because when you eat eggs matters almost as much as how you eat them. Eating a protein and fat-rich breakfast within 1 to 2 hours of waking supports better blood sugar regulation throughout the day. People who skip breakfast entirely and eat their first meal later often experience more dramatic blood sugar swings because the body has been in a fasted, somewhat stressed state. And when food finally arrives, particularly if it's high in carbohydrates, the response can be exaggerated. I'm not saying intermittent fasting is wrong for everyone with diabetes. There are people for whom it works very well under medical supervision. But if you're eating breakfast, make it count and make eggs the centerpiece. For those of you who are concerned about cholesterol, because I know this is still in the back of many people's minds, let me address this directly and honestly. Dietary cholesterol and blood cholesterol are not the same thing. For decades, medical guidelines restricted dietary cholesterol based on the assumption that eating cholesterol raised blood cholesterol. We now know the relationship is far more complex. For most people, the body tightly regulates blood cholesterol, and dietary cholesterol has a minimal effect. The biggest drivers of unhealthy blood cholesterol patterns are trans fats, refined carbohydrates, excess sugar, and sedentary behavior. In 2015, the US dietary guidelines removed the specific limit on dietary cholesterol, a quiet but significant moment in nutrition science. Multiple large-scale studies since then have shown that moderate egg consumption does not increase cardiovascular risk for most people, including people with type 2 diabetes. That said, I want to be careful here. Individual responses can vary. And if you have been told by your doctor to specifically limit egg yolks for cardiovascular reasons, please follow your doctor's guidance. My goal is to give you the science, not to override your personalized medical care. One more thing I want to share with you that I think is genuinely exciting, and this is something most people have never thought about, is the role of eggs in muscle preservation. When you have diabetes, particularly as you age, there's an increased risk of something called sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass. This is a big deal because muscle tissue is one of the primary consumers of glucose in your body. The more muscle mass you have, the better your body is at disposing of blood sugar. It's like having more storage units available. When you lose muscle, you lose glucose disposal capacity, and blood sugar control gets harder. Eating adequate protein, like the high-quality protein in eggs, combined with resistance exercise, is one of the most effective things you can do to preserve and build muscle mass. Eggs are not just breakfast food. They are genuinely therapeutic nutrition for the diabetic body. Let me paint you a picture of what a truly optimized egg-based meal looks like for blood sugar control. You wake up in the morning, you boil 2 eggs, or poach them, or scramble them lightly in a teaspoon of olive oil. While they cook, you slice half an avocado. You prepare a handful of baby spinach, just as it is or sautéed lightly in a tiny bit of garlic and olive oil. You sit down and you eat your eggs and vegetables first, then the avocado. If you want something to go with it, you have a small piece of whole grain sourdough toast or a few whole grain crackers. You drink water, black coffee, or unsweetened green tea, all of which have evidence supporting blood sugar benefits. You do not rush. You eat slowly because eating slowly gives your gut hormones time to signal fullness before you've overeaten. And when you check your blood sugar 90 minutes later, it is steady. Not spiking, not crashing, steady. That's not a fantasy. That is entirely achievable, starting tomorrow morning. And it doesn't require you to spend more money, learn complicated recipes, or turn your life upside down. It requires a shift in understanding, which you now have, and a commitment to consistency. I want to take a moment to acknowledge something. I know that living with diabetes is not easy. I know that every meal feels like a calculation. I know that there are days when you're exhausted by the constant vigilance, when you just want to eat without thinking about glucose curves and glycemic indices and food order. I hear that. That fatigue is real, and it's valid. But here's what I want you to hold on to. Every single meal is an opportunity, not a threat, not a minefield, an opportunity to give your body exactly what it needs to function better, to feel better, to live better. And the beautiful thing about eggs, truly beautiful, is that they are one of the most affordable, accessible, versatile foods on the planet. You don't need a prescription for them. You don't need a specialist to prescribe them. You just need to know how to use them. Start tomorrow. Boil 2 eggs. Eat them first before anything else on your plate. Notice how you feel at 10 in the morning, whether you're reaching for a snack or still satisfied. Notice your energy. Pay attention to your body. Track your blood sugar if you monitor it, and see what a protein-first, egg-centered breakfast does for your numbers over the next 2 weeks. I promise you will see a difference. Managing blood sugar is not about perfection. It's about making better choices more often. It's about understanding what your body responds to and giving it more of that. Eggs, eaten the right way at the right time with the right supporting foods, they are genuinely one of the most powerful tools in your nutritional arsenal. Don't be afraid of them, use them. And if this video has given you something valuable today, a new perspective, a practical tip, a reason to look at breakfast differently, then I have done my job. This channel exists because I believe that better health information leads to better health outcomes, and you deserve both. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now. Click that subscribe button, leave me a comment below telling me what your go-to egg recipe is or what question you still have about diabetes and diet. I read every single comment, and your questions shape future videos. Share this video with someone you love who is managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, because this information could genuinely help them. And I'll see you in the next video, where we continue building the healthiest version of your life, one meal, one decision, one day at a time. Take care of yourself. You are absolutely worth it.